Here we are again back with Knowledge with Miss Mutu, and today we are doing a review. That means everything we learned about lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are going to be just packing it up and reviewing it today for our show What You Know tomorrow. We're going to start off with a short little video about the 13 colonies. Welcome back to day 2. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of review, meaning that we're going to think about and talk about everything that we've learned so far in this unit and try to do some review, meaning going over old things in order for us to have some evidence in our mind during our show What You Know tomorrow. So here we go. We're going to start off with a little video on the 13 colonies and how the United States slowly formed from those 13 colonies. So I want you to sit back, relax, and pay attention to this video.
Own religion. Over the next 100 years, European settlers founded colonies all around the east coast of North America. What were the 13 colonies? The 13 colonies were English territories established during the 1600s and early 1700s. They were Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. The 13 colonies were ruled by the King of Great Britain. The colonists kept ties to England, but adapted to a new way of life. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Rhode Island were the New England colonies. New England colonists grew crops and fished to feed their families and use for trade. Many New England merchants brought goods over from England to trade with other colonists, so ports around New England became busy centers of trade. The meeting house was the focus of many New England communities, and it was used for business, religious services, and town meetings. New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware were the middle colonies. Many colonists farmed wheat and other grains and traded with people all over the colonies. In fact, the middle colonies were known as the bread colonies. People in the middle colonies also built factories to produce iron, paper, and also textiles or cloth. Many people in the middle colonies came from different European countries and practiced different religions. So the culture of the middle colonies included a mix of different traditions. Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia were the southern colonies. The soil in the southern colonies was good for farming, and many colonists ran plantations. They grew crops like sugarcane, rice, cotton, and tobacco. African slaves were brought over in the early 1600s, and plantations relied heavily on them. In the 1700s, African slaves made up almost half the population of the southern colonies. Slavery wasn't abolished until 1865, well after the United States of America was established. How did the colonies become the United States of America? The colonists had to pay taxes to the British government, and they did not get to choose their leaders. The colonists decided to separate from Great Britain and establish their own independent government. In 1775, fighting broke out between the colonists and British soldiers, and the American Revolution began. The war finally ended in 1781. Later, in 1787, the Constitution of the United States was written and signed. The 13 colonies became the first 13 states of the United States of America. Where are you going, Moby? You're going to start a new colony.
Hope you enjoyed the video and remembered and saw all the things that you learned about the 13 colonies. Now we're going to move into learning information about our 3 founding fathers. So I want us to think. And I want us to think about information that we know about George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson. So I'm going to show a picture of each person, and you are going to just quickly tell me, what do you know or remember about this person? And then we're going to review. So I'm going to reveal the first person in 3, 2, 1. What is something that you know or remember about George Washington? Is there anything else that you remember about him? All right, let's review some of the things that we know about George Washington. I want you to pay attention to see which ones you did mention and which ones you might have forgot, but now we are going to review them. Here we go. George Washington fought the British. He was a general in the United States Army. He was a commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. He led the troops to victory at Yorktown. He loved Mount Vernon and his wife, Martha. And he also is one of the founding fathers of our nation. And I didn't put it up there because I wanted to know if you guys would guess this first. But he's also the first president of the United States of America. And also, he's on our $1 bill. So these are all the fun facts we know about George Washington. Let's move on to our second person in 3, 2, 1. This is Benjamin Franklin. Do you recall or remember any facts about Benjamin Franklin? If so, what do you remember about him? What else do you remember about him? Anything else? All right, let's go and do some review. In 3, 2, 1. Benjamin Franklin is also one of our founding fathers. He invented many things, including bifocals, which are glasses, the rocking chair, and the lightning rod. He was a patriot, and he signed the Declaration of Independence. He found out that lightning is electricity, which is really important because we still use electricity today. He was never a president, though. Unlike George Washington, he was not president. He wrote wise sayings and included them in many famous books. Poor Richard's Almanac. He also was at the Continental Congress, and he signed the Declaration of Independence. He was an amazing contribution to the United States of America and its formation. Now, let's learn about another important founding father. Do you know who this is? What are some important facts that you know about this person? What else do you know about this person? If you guess that this is Thomas Jefferson, you are correct. So let's see and review some facts about him in 3, 2, 1. Thomas Jefferson, just like Benjamin Franklin, was an inventor. He was also a patriot that signed the Declaration of Independence. He was a designer. He designed homes, and he even designed Washington, D.C. He was an author. He was the author, not the author of the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson became John Adams' vice president. I left Monticello to become the 3rd president of the United States. So he, like George Washington, was also president. And if you look at your money up close on our nickels, meaning our 5-cent coins, you'll see a picture of Thomas Jefferson. And these are all the fun facts we know about our 3 founding fathers. I want you to pay close attention to this information. If you want to stop and go back and review, these 3 founding fathers will be a big part of our show, What You Know Tomorrow. For this next activity, you will need a sheet of paper that is set up like this, or you can just draw the lines after each vocabulary word. I'm going to introduce the activity in a second, But the lines are really important because that's where you'll be writing the vocabulary words. Now it's time to review our vocabulary throughout this domain. I call this activity stop and draw. So Ms. Mutu is going to say the vocabulary word, repeat the meaning of the vocabulary word, and then I'm going to say stop and draw. In that time, you'll pause the camera, draw an image that you think represents the meaning of the word, and then we're going to do that for all 12 vocabulary words. This is important because in our Show What You Know, we'll have a section fully dedicated to vocabulary. So this is good practice. Here we go. Let's get ready to see the first word. In the read aloud, you heard that the English were interested in starting settlements in order to live there. The word is settlements. Say it with me. Settlements. Yes, settlements. Settlements are places where people move to live. So now I want you to think about what you can draw or represent to show settlements. It's time to stop and draw. So at this point, you are going to write the word settlements on the top of your line. Then under it, you're going to draw a picture to show or represent settlements. When you are drawing, you can pause the video, and when you're done, unpause the video so you can hear the next word. King George told the colonists that they would not receive any more goods from Britain until they paid for the tea they had destroyed. Say the word with me. The word is goods. Yes, goods. Goods are things that we can trade, and they can be bought or sold. Now, I want you to think about what you can draw to represent goods, meaning things that are traded or bought or sold. Now it's time to stop and draw. Think about your vocabulary word, write the word goods on the line. Then I want you to stop the video in order for you to draw your image of the word goods. When you are done drawing your image of the word goods, unpause the video to hear and see the next vocabulary word. In the read aloud you heard, the Minutemen were farmers and shopkeepers, volunteers for their country, not trained soldiers. Say the word with me. The word is volunteers. Yes, one more time. Volunteers. Volunteers are people who do something without being paid or told to do something. Think about what you can draw to represent a volunteer, meaning someone that does something, or volunteers, meaning does something without being paid or told to do something. Think about what you want to draw. It's time now to stop and draw. Write the word on the line. Then when you are finished writing the word on the line, I want you to draw something that represents the word volunteers. You can pause the video. When you unpause, we'll be going to the next word. In the read aloud, you heard the representatives of the Second Continental Congress were divided in their feelings about breaking away from Britain and becoming a completely independent nation. The word is independent. Say it with me, independent. Independent means not controlled by others. So I want you to think about something that you can draw that represents being independent, meaning not controlled by others, being on your own, or being free. What can you think of that you want to draw? It's time to stop and draw. Write the vocabulary word on the line. Then I want you to think about what you can draw to represent this vocabulary word. Pause the video. When you unpause the video, I'll be moving on to show you your next word. In the read aloud you heard, she applied her famous even stitches along the length of each stripe. First a red, then a white, until 13 stripes of alternating colors joined together to form a large rectangle. Say the word alternating with me. Alternating. So alternating means following one another. So think about something that you want to draw that represents or shows something or someone following one another or alternating. It's time to think, and now let's stop and draw. Make sure you have that word written down on the line, and then I want you to stop and draw something that represents alternating. Pause the video. When you unpause the video, I'll be moving on to the next word. In the read aloud you heard, Washington struggled to keep up his men's spirits. Say the word with me. The word is struggled. Yes, struggled. Struggle means had difficulty and worked very hard to accomplish something. So when you're struggling, that means something is really tough. Think about something that you can draw to represent struggle. Now it's time to stop and draw. I want you to write the word struggle on the line. Then I want you to draw something that represents that word for you. Pause the video. When you unpause the video, I'll be moving on to the next word. In the read aloud, you heard that the British felt confident that they could defeat George Washington and his men at long last. The word is confident. Say it with me. Confident. Yes, confident. Confident means that you are sure or certain about something, having no doubts. Think about what you can draw or represent that is confident, meaning something or someone that is very sure or having no doubts. Think about your drawing, because in a minute, it's going to be time to stop and draw. Write the word confident on the line. Now, I want you to think about what you can draw to represent the word confident. Pause the video. When you unpause the video, I'll be moving on to the next word. In the read aloud, you heard George Washington was elected president of the convention or meeting. Say the word president with me. Yes, president. A president is in charge of a meeting or a country. So I want you to think about the word president and think about what you want to represent or draw. You can draw a president, or you can even draw a class president that you may know. Now it's time to stop and draw. Write the word president on the line. Then I want you to draw your illustration on what you are representing for the word president. Pause the video. When you unpause the video, I will move on to the next vocabulary word. In the read aloud, you heard Benjamin Franklin's almanac was often the only book people bought. The word is almanac. Say it with me, almanac. An almanac is a yearly publication that includes a calendar and other helpful information. So I want you to think about something that you can draw that shows or represents an almanac, meaning a calendar or something people buy to get helpful information. Now it's time to stop and draw. Write the word almanac on the line. When you're done writing the word, think about what you're going to draw to represent an almanac. Pause the video. When you're done drawing, unpause the video and I'll move on to the next vocabulary word. You guys are doing a great job. Keep up the great work. In the read aloud, you heard the second and third president of the United States of America died on the 15th anniversary of Independence Day. Say the word anniversary with me. Yes, anniversary. An anniversary is an important date that you remember on the same day each year. So think about something that you can draw that represents an anniversary, meaning something that happens on the same date each year. Now it's time to stop and draw. Write the word anniversary on the line. After you're done writing, draw your image that represents or shows an anniversary. Pause the video. When you're done pausing the video, I'll move on to the next word. In the read aloud, you heard the founders did not feel that they were being treated equally or the same as the British on the other side of the ocean. Say the word equally with me. Equally. Yes, equally. Equally means treating someone exactly the same as another, or dividing something into parts that are the same size or amount. So I want you to think about what you can draw to represent equally. You can either draw someone treating someone the same way as another, or you can draw something being divided into parts that are the same size or amount. Now it's time to stop and draw. Write the word equally on the line. When you're finished writing, I want you to draw something that represents that word. Now it's time for you to pause the video. When you unpause the video, I'll be moving on to the next word. 2 more words to go. In the read aloud you heard, all 3 are symbols of the United States of America. Say the word symbols with me. Symbols. Yes, symbols. Symbols are images used to represent something else. I want you to think about something that you can draw that is a symbol, meaning something that we see or use, but it means something completely different. Now, it's time to stop and draw. This is your last and final image. I want you to write the word symbols on the line. Then I want you to draw your symbol. Pause the video. When you are done pausing the video, there will be no more vocabulary words. There'll be a final slide that says your exit ticket. For your exit ticket today, you are going to be taking a picture of your drawings, all 12 vocabulary words, and uploading them to Class Dojo. Exit ticket. When you are done with your vocabulary stop and jot, or stop and draw as we've been calling it, take a picture and upload it to Class Dojo. So I want you to finish up and then upload to Class Dojo. Feel free to watch any part of this video that you needed to rewatch again, because this will all be some helpful information for your Show What You Know tomorrow, especially the part about the 3 founding fathers. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. And it's a wrap. You have successfully got your first experience deep dive into American history. And you did it. I'm proud of you guys. You did a really, really great job. Do not forget to upload your work to Class Dojo. So your drawings that you made, your illustrations for your vocabulary words, that is your exit ticket today. So it's already done. Just take a picture and snap it. Good luck with your Show What You Know tomorrow. And make sure you review everything you know about the founding fathers, your vocabulary, and the colonies. Good luck.